silently communicating. That if you really see what I see, then there's no interest in seeing anything else. What is Baba seeing when he's seeing you? Yes, the first step is to know I am, and I am aware. I'm aware of everything that appears. In the foreground of my experience. Be it thoughts or perceptions or feelings, activities. But what Baba is really seeing is the true nature of what I am. He can see the imperturbable peace that I am in the background of all sensory experiences. the true Anand, the true bliss, the Sat Chit Anand, which is the imperturbable peace. So Baba is seeing me, not the activity of the mind or the body. Just like in a limited way, when we need to know something, we bring our attention to it. With great interest. So who's bringing attention to the being? It's not an outward focus. It's only the being can bring attention to itself. Not the body-mind. Only Baba can see the being, or the being can see the being through Baba's eyes. But then it's just I am in Baba's world and Baba in my world. It's not a focus. It's the relaxation of the outward focus. No focusing, no concentrating, just relaxing the attention, sinking it back into you and Baba. Pointed on one. Where there is no subject-object relationship anymore. It's as though two have become one, Baba and I. And then from that silence emerges undisturbable peace. And when that peace bubbles up and comes to the foreground, it is seen as silent happiness. This happiness is not like you're gleefully walking around the streets but it's a sense of contentment with what is. This is Anand, very subtle. It's not ecstasy. Or some fantastical outburst of joy. So it's like peace when it comes to the foreground of experience. It's known as happiness. And happiness at rest is peace. It's one and the same thing. It all emerges from the silence of the soul. And why is soul so silent and there's peace? Because it's empty. There's nothing there or something to resist. That is the heart of the soul. In the heart of the soul, there are no stories, no thoughts. Just Baba resides there. All language is a metaphor. And that is why, even in ordinary language, it is said, I was speechless. It was indescribable beauty. I don't have words for it. This truth is beyond words. When we come into words, we are already making a concession. So don't try to understand the heart of the soul literally. All language is limited. Untouched truth of the soul is untouched by any words. All the words are beautiful pointers. That is why this relationship of soul and God is in the heart of the soul. And the heart of the Father. silence. Murli, somebody sent to me was 9/12/89. Yeah. The method to be Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt. I'm sure many of us are now beginning.
Please repeat the date, please.
9/12/89. 9/12/89. Today, out of all his children, Bap Dada is seeing two special types of children. One are those who are constantly Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt in every action. The second type are yogis, but neither are they constantly Yogyukt, nor are they constantly or naturally Yuktiyukt in every action. In all the three, thoughts, words, and actions, they are sometimes not Yuktiyukt in one thing and sometimes not Yuktiyukt in another. Generally, Brahmin life means to be naturally Yogyukt and constantly Yuktiyukt. We will go into the detail of it, the spirituality, speciality, and reason for being loving and unique in Brahmin life is that you are Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt. However, some children are easily and naturally moving forward with this speciality, whereas others, although paying attention, are not able to experience both of these aspects constantly. What is the reason for this? Everyone has knowledge. Everyone also has the same aim. Nevertheless, some come close to the aim, that is, close to the experience of these two characteristics, Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt stage. Some come close to their aim due to making fast effort. They are sometimes close, but while moving along, due to one reason or another, they come to a standstill. Plateau. Standstill, they plateau. This is why they do not constantly experience closeness to these characteristics. To be Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt, right? Who out of all the Brahmin souls was number one in coming close to this elevated aim? Father Brahma. And you know, one of the main byproduct of being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt is that you will come from that place of silence. And whenever you are in conversations, whenever you are in interactions with others, whenever somebody's asking you a question or you're giving an answer, it will not just be some mechanical answer. Does that make sense? It will be very much coming from the place of silence of your feeling with Baba, and also at the same time tailor-made to what the other soul's part may need. So at times it may even feel contradictory. Yeah? At times it may feel contradictory, but it's not contradictory. It's just right for that soul at the right time. So for example, like usually in the class here, we say that for example, yeah, like we say that home is you. Home is realization of your true nature, right? That is being home. True? That is how we will speak. But if I meet someone who has never understood, never heard knowledge, I will not just say some mechanical answer because I think it is the right answer to give. For them, being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt means you will come from that place of silence. You're seeing them as a silent being, but you may need to tell them, this is not home, this is the world, and home is far away. Now, if you hear me say that to someone whilst I'm here talking in the class about you, like this home is you, and then you hear me talking to someone and you hear me saying, oh, but Didi, here you said that this and that, and here you're telling me this and that. Yeah? Because it will come from the place of what is the place where this soul can truly understand its truth. And you will come with Baba from that place. This is why Baba sometimes you will see it looks Baba is contradictory. Right? Baba is not
most of the time. Baba does that most of the time.
Baba feels most of the time contradictory. Yeah, it depends. If you're at the initial stages of understanding, that will make a lot of sense to you. Then, as Baba is saying something else, and your mind's understanding is at a different level, then you will understand it from that perspective. So when you're reading Murli also, you're very Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt, then you will begin to see how Baba is teaching all the students at different levels with different understandings in the same classroom. Does that make sense?
You mean number bar Purusharth Anusar?
I will not even call it number var, because even number var, if we begin to really understand the meaning, the number var is today my mind's understanding. Maybe, and I would not even want to give better or worse, less and more, but maybe at the stage of my mind, the stage of my mind, maybe to understand home is far away and earth is here, right? And that is absolutely fine. You could be surprised that that same being tomorrow, just something happens and it just opens up. Where is number one? It's just not a time concept. It's not how many days you've been in knowledge. That is why, can you see, being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt really means at times you will sound contradictory. You will be able to, when more you're Yogyukt, you will see when somebody is ready and then you will share. You know? And it will come from a place of not that, oh, they are ready. It's just that there's a sense of respect, whether you can understand, not understand. That is not how we are seeing it. It is just coming from the place of automatically there will be that sense of communication, silent communication, which will say that, oh, okay, and automatically the words will emerge from your mouth. You know what? How about look at it from this perspective also? Maybe take one step further. Or for someone, they are just not understanding. How about just step back a little bit and then just go one step back instead of going one step forward in your understanding. Just go one step back and then see from there. So it is, that is why Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt, Baba is always, he's God. So that is why his words can at times sound contradictory. But they're not contradictory. You have to see that.
Sister, you know what? In
Never
today's
be
Murli,
failure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
am I audible? In today's Murli, Baba said, like Sister Neha was saying, there is no relevance to Sukshmatan, even of to Moolvatan. I
Uh-huh.
was saying, look, say, Baba, this is too much. Sister, I'm telling you, you will have a different twist while you will read this Murli. Baba
Yeah.
said, oh, there is only one word, that is Stool, Sakar word,
Uh-huh.
and Moolvatan never ever repeats. No history of Moolvatan repeats. It's only
Yeah.
this. I was
Yeah.
saying, Sister Rini is going to dance today after reading all this.
No, no,
So
that's
is because Baba only himself, kept saying Mool Batan, Sukshma Batan, be there, there. Today to
ah.
dhaji uda di, those this concept. Nothing is there. Only one word. And that only repeats. That is all Sakshatkar. I said Sister Reni
Ah.
will tell us different things about it.
Yeah,
It was
once I
so.
read it, I will. Once I read it, I will. I haven't read it, so I don't know much of tomorrow's Murli. It's still after evening here. So, but do you see how Baba in one Murli will say this and in another Murli will say that? Because he knows children are at different understandings at their mind level, you know? So once we understand Baba, we understand ourselves. So when I see how Baba is always Yogyukt, always Yuktiyukt, he's always in yoga with his own truth. And that is why he's always Yuktiyukt. And he doesn't care if somebody thinks he's so contradictory. He doesn't care. He knows that each child is ready at a different level. So he will speak for every child. You will pick what is right for you. So that is why if somebody asks me a question, so who's listening? So I said, if it's separate self, as a separate self you're listening, then Baba is talking to separate self. If you're listening as a soul with Baba, then Baba is talking to the soul. Baba is talking to both. Who you think you are is listening will determine how you're listening. Does that make sense?
Such a street smart answer you gave, Sister.
Yeah, but
That
this
was
is
too
the
much.
truth. This is the truth.
It means Baba doesn't neglect anyone. He's
Baba
providing to
does
everyone.
not discriminate
So
because
beautiful.
Baba is always talking to the being. How I am listening, okay, if I'm listening as Iqbal, then okay, God is talking to Iqbal. And if I'm listening as a being of imperturbable peace, then Baba is talking to the imperturbable, peaceful being. Being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt is a very beautiful, beautiful thing, Baba teaches us. Right? So that is why, because sometimes some souls ask, but you said this to that one. And yeah, because that soul was ready for that. And you were ready for this. And that is why there were two different answers. It's tailor made for each being. It's not one mechanical answer, absolutist. No. You are also acting at a relative level of truth.
What do you mean by tailor made?
Tailor made means what is going to be digested by that being's mind at this time. Yeah? That is what. Customized. Yes. Customized. It's not one fixed answer for everything. Yeah. Yeah, of course, that it may happen that you will never come down to the level of completely like speaking like worldly way of speaking to others about knowledge. And, say God is in this and God is just so that they understand. No, you will never come down to that level. It will be always within the boundaries of Baba's knowledge. Yeah, that is what. Yeah. So Yogyukt, Yuktiyukt. So totally Yogyukt, totally Yuktiyukt, that is one way of seeing. This is what it means. नहीं तो what our ego sometimes does is the separate self identity does is अपनी knowledge झाड़ने लग जाएंगे. Does that make sense? It's like coming across as very knowledgeable. No, what is right for that being at that point?
And sister, that knowledge Hana, is very suffocating for others.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We know it doesn't sound genuine. It shows, it's so much mixing with it.
Absolutely. And that is why practically you will see everything everywhere. I know Vivek Bhai was and Sister Kiran were privy to this because we were meeting in the morning, and last minute daughter part said, "You need to drop me at the train station," and I was supposed to meet everyone, yeah, and we were supposed to meet each other actually. So then last minute she said, and then she's walking down the steps very late, almost missing the train, yeah. And she's coming down. She's just telling me that she's with her cousin here right now. So you need to drop me right now. My train is going to leave. So fatafat, quick, rushing me through everything, right? and in the car, taking the meeting on the way, on the go, just it's like, okay, walking out of the door and just going to the garage and sitting in the car, all on the Zoom in the meeting and just going through everything, right? and then she said, no, don't drive like this. Don't look at the phone. Look straight. So, and then she reaches, and then she calls me back, and then she said, you know what? I had an appointment for acupuncture and I forgot all about it and I missed it. Now I will have to still pay for it, and all of that was going on, right? Now, being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt, what does it even mean? The moment she said, you need to drop me, now I knew that I was going to be meeting. Okay, the first thing, Yogyukt with Baba. What would Baba do? Quick, very quick. What would Baba do? How would Baba be? And then immediately the answer is take the meeting on the phone. Phone can travel with you. And it's okay. Yoga is you and yoga everywhere you go. You are with Baba and you are always still, regardless of your body is moving to the car, or it feels like body is moving towards the car, and it feels like the car is driving towards the train station, and it feels like whatever it is, I'm moving towards the experience. But actually, experiences are moving towards me. I am not going anywhere. Experiences are coming to me. Yeah, it's like enjoying, celebrating yoga. Yeah. Yeah. Experiences are coming to me. How? Through the perceptions of the mind. Right? Experience of her sound is happening in my mind. So the experience of that soul's part is happening here. So the experience is coming to me. I am still.
चलो बेटा राहुल बेटा उठो.
वो थोड़ी देर में उठेंगे. आप अपना वो बंद करेंगे जिसने भी बोला है. हमें पता नहीं किसका माइक ओपन है. बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत प्यार से उठा रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है. But does that make sense? The experience is coming to me. Experience of movement. It is just a movement of just a change of sensations. And it's like you can see literally the body is bundle of sensations. How do sensations move? Its whole thing is like ocean of sensations. So where is it moving? So experience is movement of the body is perceived by me through this mind. Experience is coming to me. Where am I going? Does that make sense? Or is it too much? Just let me know. Yeah. Because mind is the perceiving faculty, right? This is the perceiving faculty, right? Her words are being heard, right? The words, the experience of those words is happening where? Not outside me, this person going towards my experience and hearing her words. It's very stressing for the body also, actually quite stressing. But when I see the words are being heard through this mind, ears are nothing, ears are lifeless. The words are heard by the mind. Yeah. And then she's speaking out of guilt. I will have to pay. I will pay for it. You don't worry. I will pay for it. I said, are you speaking out of guilt? Check. Yeah. Then I had some work. So she had to do that thing. So she said, no, no, I'll do it now. Are you doing it out of guilt? Check. There's nothing wrong that has happened. Nothing wrong that has happened. Drama is accurate. You forgot that too was meant to be. But can you now see? In your own experience, can you now see? In this moment of now, not moment of now, in the now, not even in the now, as the now, can you see that things can be done differently? Up until now, it was perfect for whatever it happened. It was accurate up until now. From this now, can you see how can it be done differently? Only in the now can you see it also. Yeah? Not how will you do it in the future. Only in the now. Only now can you see. Yeah? So when you are living that experiences are coming to you, you are experiencing, you are not moving towards experience, but experience is being perceived by you through your mind, then you're in yoga all the time.
I didn't understand, Didi. Can you explain
So
that?
let's say, for example, I have flowers in front of me, right? Right now I have flowers. Huh? I, as a separate self, can move towards the flower, wanting something from that flower. Maybe it's beautiful fragrance. I want to experience that fragrance. I'm moving towards it. Or if I really like it, I want to buy it. I'm moving towards, as a person body, I'm moving towards that experience. Does that make sense? So you're moving out of yourself towards the experience. That is outward focus. You're moving outwards. But now there is the same flowers in front of me, and I'm seeing there are flowers and they are beautiful. Where are they being experienced? I'm not moving outwards and stretching myself outwards. But where are they experienced? You say your eyes, your ears, your nose, your touch, everything is your senses. But where are they experienced? What is your experience faculty in yourself that you are? Mind. Yeah. So now I'm not stretching myself towards an experience. I'm actually relaxing my attention back into myself. And then from there, I'm seeing the flowers. They're beautiful. Where are the experience of the flowers is here. Even the word flowers is here. That which is outside is simply an object with no name and no description is happening here. Beautiful, ugly is happening here. Experience is happening here. I am not moving towards the object. The object's experience is towards me. It's literally, it's as though object is moving towards you.
Like Didi, there's let's say, a child, 8 months, 9 months, and the child is very attractive, and I mean, all children. So when when you see the innocence, the smile, you feel like,
Touching them.
taking.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's an outward
It is
experience?
an outward, and it doesn't mean that we are never outward focused. I will say when you're driving, you better be outward focused. Yeah. Because you can't really be saying traffic is coming towards me. No. You need to be outward focused in places,
Yeah.
right?
So, but we do get, there are times, there are things which we get outward focus.
At
Is it?
times we do need to be. We need to let our attention go towards something rather than our attention sinking inwards, right?
Yeah.
But with Baba, what I have seen is with Baba's company, you could even be driving, walking, talking, and you could still be inward focused me. So you could still be with your attention sinking towards yourself. And then from that place, you can still come into extroversion without stretching yourself towards the experience. Does that make sense? I was very active. It's like I'm active, very active. I have to quickly, mind has to be making decisions, right? Okay, what can we do? Meeting needs, I don't want to last minute. Okay, the last minute that also that she needs to go. Also, if I'm prepared to say no, then say no. But it was not like I needed to say no because I knew she had to go. So then I would definitely do it. Then why create 10,000 different thoughts and give her a lecture? Couldn't you have told me before? Why are you telling me now? I can't do it. And then still doing it. No, 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 no. No, not at
Sister,
all.
generally it happens like that only in all the cases. But
Mhm.
yours, you could not get irritated. You kept yourself, quite separated from it.
Yeah, and because experiences are coming towards me, they are coming to me. I'm not going to them.
So Didi, if we are planning a seva and we have to see the whole, the place is done and all those, that needs our outward attention, right?
Times in planning, you will need outward attention. Yes.
And from there, how can we?
You're still where you are. And from there, your attention is moving outwards. You are not moving outwards. Does that make sense? It's only
Yeah,
about
but I'm
you
still
and
in
your attention.
experiences are coming to us and we are not
Yeah.
going.
So let's say, for example, you're planning how to decorate the room. Yeah. Just for some festival. Yeah. And now, as the decoration is happening, yes, you are interacting with objects, but the experience of the objects is happening here, right? With Baba, you're seeing all the objects, whether the mind is commentating, they are ugly, they are beautiful. Ye kisne aise socha aisa lagane ka? Yeah, wow, what a beautiful piece they have thought of. It could be whatever it is. All the experience is happening here, inside of you. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the experience is happening here. It's just now infiltrating your actions, the way you're relating to the objects, and the way you're acting, and the way you are coming into words and thoughts, right? So you are first just seeing all the experience is happening inside of you, the being. All the,
Didi, can
yeah.
we say that all the experiences are happening uh, inside of us? Is this understanding, is this called as relaxing your attention
This is
on
relaxing.
yourself?
Yes, relaxing the attention
Okay.
back into itself. You are not
So this
focused.
understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. So then when I'm relaxing, then I am in connection with my truth, which is imperturbable peace. I'm not one. All this experience of sensory perceptions that is happening is in the foreground. I am in the background. And then the outside world just dissolves for you. Because we think experience is in the outside world, isn't it? I'm experiencing the sunset. Sunset is what I am really. There is a sunset and I'm aware of the sunset. That's why I'm awareness. No. That's why I'm not awareness, because I'm aware of the sunset. That's why I'm aware. And that is why I am pure awareness, because I'm aware of the sunset. I'm aware of the bottle. I'm aware of the painting. I'm aware of the flowers. That's why I'm aware. I'm aware of the perception of the flowers. I'm aware of the perception of the painting. I'm aware of the perception of the bottle. I'm aware of the perception of the phone, of the computer, of the space. All the experiences are experienced here. I'm aware of the taste of the mango here. That's such a Baba bolte na mere saath khao, eat with me. This is what starts to happen. Walk with me. Then you start to find I'm not going anywhere from A to B and B to C. But the experience of walking literally is being experienced here. It's termed walking by the mind, but the experience is here. That is why the baby who has no reference of any memory and thoughts does not know all this movement and sound and all this experience. It doesn't know. So if you remember, we had said once that I could be walking, I could be driving from here to grocery store. I don't feel like I, Rini, body, mind is going, driving, taking the car out of the garage and driving to grocery store. No. The experience of movement of the body, which the way mind has conceptualized, is experienced here. I am still, I'm forever here, I'm forever now.
The best example you gave of Swadershan Chakra, na? The finger is still there and around the
Absolutely. Very good. Yeah.
drama is going on. Very, very best example.
Yeah.
The
Swadershan
finger is
Chakra
there.
is that. That is Swadershan Chakra, that you are still. All 84 parts in the form of movement, sound, everything is happening around you. You are stillness. You are silence. You're not going anywhere. Your attention in that Swadershan Chakra, when your attention went on golden aged part, then you experience through this body mind. That's why it's such a dream state, no? It's such a dream that really feels that I am having that experience through body mind of my true nature of this what so-called physical world, actually so-called physical world. Jhuti maya, jhuti kaya, jhuta sab sansar. I'm having the experience of this jhut all the time, but I know who I am. I'm not moving from where I am ever. My attention goes there, and that feels my sense of experience at that moment. My attention goes to silver aged and scars and thoughts and feelings and movement. That feels real. All the experiences happening in the mind of the soul.
And that is why, Didi, the experiences of the same thing keeps changing because of our perception of those experiences.
Experiences changes.
Like we didn't like some place and then we like some place, or we didn't like mango and then because that thing is same, the taste is same, the place is same, but our perceptions keep changing.
Exactly. That's why the same person is perceived and experienced differently. You or yourself, your own personality is experienced differently. The same personality you hated, now you love it with Baba's knowledge. I love my part. The same part I had before also, I was hating it. Why? Just the perception in the mind, the way you experience everything has changed. Because of the truth of who you are, you have known and realized. Experiences are coming to you. You are not moving towards experiences. If this one thing you can catch, you can be Yogyukt, Yuktiyukt all the time. This may take some time to sink in for the mind because finite mind cannot grasp this immediately. Yeah, but experiment with it. Talk with Baba, walk with Baba, drive with Baba, speak with Baba, taste with Baba, think with Baba, do everything with Baba, and these things will become clearer to you. And then you will find that why Baba talks about Karma Yoga.
Lady, this is timelessness also, no?
Absolutely timelessness.
And the distance and time, all the concepts are
Beyond
gone.
time and space. Absolutely. Conceptlessness. You are living it.
And Nidhi, one more question. In the mind, we have this likes and dislikes. So, how do you really see this?
Yeah.
Because mangoes over apple, all these things are there. So, how do you take this?
Yeah. So mind will always have likes and dislikes. That's the nature of the mind. It is
Hmm.
duality. And I never battle with duality because I'm absolute. So I never battle with it. Yeah. So I will see, let's say, apple and a mango in front of me. And my mind says, I prefer mango over apple. Yeah. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But I am with Baba in my absolute truth, and I see the mind's preference, mind liking it and disliking it. It's fine. This is an experience that is taking place in the mind of liking and of disliking. Who's the one who's behind that experience of like and dislike? Who is enabling? If I stop illuminating that experience and illuminate Baba or illuminate, I can only illuminate Baba or I can sink the attention back into myself, right? Or I can illuminate Baba. Even Baba, at some point, you can't illuminate because you and Baba, it's kind of no subject-object relationship. You're combined, yeah? So it's like Baba is, that's why this one just puts Baba there rather than me seeing Baba, Baba seeing me. That is in the beginning, we need to do all of that. But then I just put Baba there and I will see. How would Baba see this feeling of liking and disliking? He's not even disliking the feeling of liking and disliking. He's not judging the feeling of liking and disliking. He's just seeing it. Yeah. And then with Baba, I will see on behalf of who is this feeling coming of liking and disliking. Yeah. And then when you see that, oh, it's on behalf of this separate self, which prefers the taste, the experience of the taste of mango over the taste of an apple. The experience is here. It's not mango and apple, that's the problem. The experience is here. Yeah, so the experience is coming to you. You are not. But the moment I identify with like or dislike, then I go towards that experience as a separate self. Oh, I like this, and I go move towards it, and then I get it. Does that make sense? But with Baba, when I am, then I will see in that moment, if it's mango, mango will come, but without any preference or resistance. Or if it's apple, then apple will come. It doesn't matter what came, it's just an experience that you're having. So
But
in
Didi, that we do quite often, right? We do quite often.
yeah, and that is how Baba tells us. What does he say in Sakar Murli? Think with me, eat with me, drink with me, walk with me, do everything with me. Why? Because
So which means
is
when we
embedded
are
in the body.
so when we are doing something as a preference, like over, I mean that
You
this one,
identify with that preference and
then
then
that self-identity is working at that time.
absolutely
Very
separate,
sukshma,
very,
body conch, very sukshma.
very sukshma, yeah, bodily arrogance, I would say. Yeah.
But that we do so often, Devi.
Yeah. So if we are with Baba, which means I will think with him. I'm never at conflict with my mind's likes and dislikes. I'm never at conflict with my mind's preferences and resistance because I know the whole world is experienced here in my mind. So I don't need to worry about the outside world. Even apple, mango in front of me, I don't need to worry about it. It's not about, oh, I should not be eating mango because my mind is saying I'm preferring it. So I will definitely now not give it what it wants. That is still the person doing it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which is still better than not, but it's still the person doing it.
And if we given a choice, then we should not go with the mind's preference.
I will see this is the experience of the mind. There's nothing wrong. And in that, whatever it comes will come. Then mango, apple doesn't matter to me. It could be mango, it could be apple. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And to something very big in life, somebody was sharing that they were having a conversation with their husband part about purity. And their husband said, I'm saying it out loud, and because it can be true to many, many souls, it could be applying. And their husband said, so is it okay if I go anywhere? Now that soul is experiencing fear here, right? That soul is experiencing a lot of fear here. And when the soul is experiencing fear here, and that soul is seeing that, and that was beautiful to me. That experience that soul shared was beautiful, because that soul shared that I'm seeing that experience with Baba. And I'm seeing Baba is my Sajan. And then at that point, I said, then what happened? Then she said that, but I'm still a little bit gripped there in that fear. I said, okay, now let's take that next step forward. Yeah, because she was ready. So I said, now when you are seeing that fear of that soul veering in some opposite direction, now do you see that fear is an experience of that label in your mind here? But actually, if you really see the soul with Baba, and if Baba is your sergeant, then how will you see that soul with Baba? What is the true nature of that being? Is that being capable of such action? Doesn't matter what their sound is experienced of their words over here. But can you see that Baba is your sergeant means, can you see that soul can ever be capable of such action? She said, if I really just see the soul, not see the words, then absolutely not. That soul is incapable. That soul is absolutely pure. Absolutely pure it is. And I said, that is where you need to see it, beyond the experience of that label in your mind. It's just the experience of those words in your mind here. And then that perception of those words is creating an experience of fear in your body. Now, can you go beyond that experience and just see the truth of that being and truly know it beyond this experience of your own body, mind's words, and that experience in the sensations of your body and the words in your mind? What is the true nature of that being? And she was so confident after that. And she said, absolutely, that soul just cannot do it. It's not possible for the soul to even think like that. And whatever words are spoken, they have no meaning. And I said, then after that, let's say, even if the part unfolds in whatever way it was supposed to unfold, then she said it was all just drama then, anyways. So not even an expectation for drama to change, which I know it will change. But what the point is, I'm trying to say is that there was total acceptance of even that in the drama. Just because that soul could go beyond the experience of that perception of that sound, the way it was perceived through that label, and then the sensations of the body, and she could just step back for that and see that I am that imperturbable purity and peace, and so is that one behind their mind-body experience. Does that make sense now? How the whole world is experienced here? So from apple to mango to this kind of thing in life. And same with the war in the world when it happens. So it's like you can go from here to there, it doesn't matter.
And Didi, this one has seen that when the mind preference is not given or happening, there is very, very subtle, very suksham feeling of unsatisfaction, feeling of not this experience and not that. And when the mind preference is being happening as per the drama, then again there is a very subtle, not outside you are like, same, but subtle, there is some sense of fulfillment and some sense of uh, happiness to nahi kahenge, but some sense of that something is happening. I mean, that unsatisfaction. I mean, I could see sometimes in the everything outside laughing, everything, but there's some sense of dissatisfaction or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No. There's some experience of discontentment, which is in the foreground. You are in
Yeah.
the background of that dissatisfaction also.
But that is also in the background, not in the foreground. But yeah, I'm
You see,
understanding your thing.
yeah, again, one thing very important to know, there can only be one experience at a time. So even when we talk about layers of ego, for a beginner, we talk about layers of ego. But actually, when we talk to someone who's been, now understanding this understanding, we don't even talk about layers. We just talk about one thought. Because there can only be one experience at a time. So even if there's a sense of discomfort that is being experienced at this point, there's a sense of discomfort. Then there's another thought comes, I don't want this discomfort, so I want something else there. That discomfort experience is already gone. It is just another thought that has superimposed itself on something which does not even exist anymore. There can only be one experience at a time. And that is why when somebody,
Yeah.
when somebody told Dadi, I'm very busy. Dadi said, that means you're not easy. That means you've not understood who you are. What does that mean? Because soul behind Dadi was speaking from a place of there can only be one experience at a time. How can you be busy? It's impossible to be busy.
But Didi, such feelings does not come in a form of thoughts. They whispered in a very subtle feelings.
Felt sense in your body.
Yes, and if you are not living an introvert life now, you will not know. You will be busy doing something and something and something. But when you sit and that is why some people does not like to sit because of these
Absolutely, because of these uncomfortable experiences coming in front,
they
they
are
want to
not,
suppress it.
we don't even know why they are coming. Everything outside is perfect and happy and everything. But in the body, something is
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Because the felt sense of separate identity lives in our body. It really lives in our body. And
Sister, please make it more clear. Dadi said only one experience, one thought at a time. Please make it little more elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah, like, when we are listening to somebody, like this one has seen in one's own experience, that at times when, let's say, somebody is asking a question, and if I'm listening from the past, as though I'm living in the past and I'm listening, then my mind will say, and at times it has even come into words, but now I'm even more aware of it. From some time now, a little bit, not too recent also. That also has come recently, actually. But I have seen that there is that felt sense of separate self in my body which says, I have answered this question before. That means I am living in the past and then coming into words. But if I'm really coming from the place of now, then it's as though I've heard it for the first time. I'm hearing it differently every time.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Didi, this feeling, this one has experienced for such a long time, this unspoken feeling, that we used to call it like a reference point, right? A reference point in the body always remain and comes in past, and from that reference point, even though we are aware, still we take that reference while coming into speaking or in action. Yeah, that only when you go silence, right? Means wordly silence too, then it's more, you can, what you can, it's more you can, be aware of it, so that you're making those feelings as your reference sometimes, which initially it's not noticeable, but yeah, but more with Baba you can, just be aware of it and just
Yeah, it's like you're not living in the past second also. We say second, but it's just not you're living in the past. You're not living in the mind and then coming into interaction. You're coming from a place of being that you are. Yeah. So that's what those souls behind Dadis were warning. They are living. I mean, whatever the experience may be right now, in whichever sensations they may be experiencing, but that's the way you're living. You're living now. You are being the now. So it is like, as Sister Neha was also saying, you can't be extroverted and living like this, but you can be introverted and then coming into extroversion. Because too much is caught up in being this separate self, felt sense of separate identity in the body. Too much there. And that is why this one sees that whenever there are sensations in the body or whatever it is, like even today, there was like this 1 hour silence sitting, and even through the day, even in actions and all, only attention, it's just about, if my attention is going away from Baba towards a thought or a feeling or a sensation, I am still where I am. It's just my attention has veered and I'm bringing the attention back on Baba, which means I'm also bringing the attention back to myself. Means I'm just relaxing it back into me. And this is the only, and bahar kya ho raha hai? Like somebody asked her a question, do you know, sister, India mein naya prime minister ban gaya? And I'm like, I have no clue, and I don't even have interest in knowing. I have no interest and no clue. Because is it relevant to me? If it's relevant, then that information will come to me. But the mind created a thought. Kaun bana hoga? And I, the being, could see with Baba that my attention is going, I can see that thought, but my attention is not going to go towards that thought. My attention is towards Baba. Baba, if you need me to know anything, I will know from you through anybody you choose, but I will know from you. If it's needed for me to know for practical purposes, then the information will come to me. I don't need to go look up online and, oh, aaj kaun Prime Minister ban gaya India ka pata to hona chahiye na. Does that make sense? Because they were asking, so you don't watch any news, you don't watch any TV. That is too gross anyways. Am I really caught up in my thoughts and feelings? That you can ask me. Because truly introverted just means Baba is your world. And then with Baba, you come back, not come back from anywhere. It means just from with Baba, then you come into thoughts, words, and actions. Does that make sense?
Yes, sister. But today I notice you are again and again putting your finger on your forehead. And earlier this pattern was not, observed before. And
For me,
because you
it's
had
not
been
even
giving
a
us
forehead.
practice. Yeah, because you had been giving us practice of, soul is nowhere settled actually. It's just
Yeah,
understanding. So
yeah.
I was wondering maybe sister will come out with little more facts.
No, it's not. See, again, forehead is again a label in the mind,
Yeah.
right? Body as solid is another label in the mind. As long as you will continue to see body as solid and feel your body as solid, you will constantly be wondering, फिर मैं यहाँ से वहाँ कैसे गई? Then how did I go from here to there? Then how did I not move? It's because your reference point is solid body.
Yeah.
Right. So if body is your reference point is a solid body, it's very difficult to understand Baba's knowledge properly. But when you really start seeing experiences are coming to you, अब मैं यूं कहाँ बताऊं, यहाँ बताऊं, वहां बताऊं, यहाँ बताऊं, it doesn't matter. You've got to use something. You've got to use the tools. Baba also cannot speak without tools, and neither can I, the being, speak without
So
tools.
today's learning was experiences are coming towards me.
Yeah. Experiences are experienced in my mind. They're not at a distance, but they are experienced here. Flowers, when I see as a body, mind, and a separate self, then flowers are far away from me in distance, in time, and in space. But when I'm seeing the experience of the flowers is just here. How far are they from you? Now, when I'm saying here, doesn't mean in the body, please. Okay, I'll say here, or I'll say here, or I'll say here. It doesn't matter. So,
In my understanding,
in your knowing, the
awareness,
experience of the
yeah.
flowers is in you. How far are they from you?
So whenever we see some beautiful flower, it means before seeing that, it's all within me only.
Let us say someone had eyes and then they lost their eyes. Okay. So they have the knowledge of colors and they have the knowledge of flowers and labels and descriptions. They have that knowledge.
And the smells and the fragrance.
And the fragrance. They have all the knowledge. Now
Okay,
they lost their eyes suddenly. Now, because they lost their eyes, and when somebody mentions there are beautiful flowers here, now suddenly they experience that red flowers in their mind. And they're experiencing the beautiful fragrance of those flowers in their mind through their nose. But they are perceiving it through their eyes, which is not the eye of the eyes, physical eyes, but their mind's eye. Whole experience is happening in their mind. Now, if you ask them, how far are they from you? Will they know? The whole experience is here in your mind. You ask them 10 feet away, 15 feet away. Are you walking towards the flowers? Are they flowers walking towards you? Nothing. It's just an experience here.
Very nice example, sister.
Yeah. So that is why it's all in the mind. All the experiences are here, and experiences are not at a distance from you.
It gave me different connotations, this sharing experience. We don't need to see everything with these two eyes. We have to really go beyond and have a hobby to enjoy, not seeing, literally being blind, using them for purposes, but not interested in seeing anything from them. Beautiful connotation message. Beautiful message.
Yeah. And that is why with Baba, with same with hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, everything, you start becoming disinterested in a very natural way, not a forceful, disciplined way, but a natural way.
Is it a recorded experience? All these, when you say experience,
Recorded. It is recorded.
Is it recorded? It's
It
according
is
to
recorded.
drama. So it's always
Absolutely. It is all a
recorded one.
Absolutely recorded.
So all experiences is recorded one. So when you identify with that is wrong, go beyond that and experience. Agree with that.
It's like within you. It's within you. See, even the fragrance of the rose is recorded here. And it just gets stimulated when an object, it feels like an object is there with my eyes. See, that's why the senses, all 5 senses we say, but it's just one sense, it's mind. It's not 5 senses, it's one sense, which uses 5 doors. That's different. Yeah. So I know it was way too subtle today, but somehow just Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt brought that out in me. So Baba ke saath, being with Baba, because Baba is saying, no, that they do not experience constant closeness to these characteristics of being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt. And there are some, how do you constantly, naturally experience being Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt in every action? When you are not moving towards something, all experiences are happening here and you and Baba are together. So you're not moving in space and time. Now, it doesn't mean that I will not experience my body moving. Of course, the experience is there. The conceptual experience of the body moving is there. We are not denying it.
Sister, these are such subtle aspects, really deep. Yeah.
So this is constant योग तो तभी होने वाला है. When you know you're going nowhere. Atma kahin.
We'll be floating. We'll be floating.
Yeah, aati jati nahi.
Floating. Flying.
You are. I mean, floating and flying means you are that. You are just that being. And you're experiencing all the experiences through your mind, intellect, and sanskars. But you are the one who's beyond these experiences. You're in the background of how far do you need to go to know yourself? The children shouting in the classroom. Let's say teacher is there and children are shouting in the classroom. There are 80,000 people in the stadium or 100,000 people in the stadium, and you're sitting in the stadium and they're screaming and shouting, and in a party they're talking. All the experience is happening here. Isn't it?
And sister, today you said relaxing in meditation, no?
So when
it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
When I relax my attention away from the sounds in my mind, they're not just sounds outside, they're the experience of those sounds is happening here. एक डेफ आत्मा को नहीं सुनाई देगा 100,000 बोलो या मिलियन बोल रहा है उसके आसपास, उसको कुछ सुनाई नहीं देने वाला है, कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होने वाला है. But for the one who's using the ears, actually the experience is happening in the mind. And when that experience is happening in the mind, there is someone who's behind this experience, who is silently present, allowing all these experiences.
And this is becoming bodyless. When we stop having interest in these physical eyes and ears and nose and whatnot. This is being bodyless actually.
Yeah, and nor in my mind's eye, nor in my intellect eye, nor in my sanskar's eyes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is homecoming. Yeah. That is what it is. Okay. So you have to go nowhere to know and experience and to know your truth. Just go beyond the foreground experiences of your mind and know that within you, the silence, all these sounds are drowning. Yeah? Wonderful. We finish it here.
Sometimes body in pain now, then restless mood, then
Yeah,
this
so where's the
experience we
experience of
know.
restlessness? Where's the experience of moodiness of the mind? Where is it all happening? For the
In the
baby,
mind.
it's in the form of words and the meaning associated with those words, that experience is happening in your mind, and it's experienced through the body mind. I really don't see body as body. I see body as the visible mind.
Sometimes it is gone tired out of traveling and all that, no? Then the attention comes to the body, no? Sometimes.
Your body needs attention. Sometimes your body needs attention also. You need to give it the attention it needs to cure it, to heal it, right? But not obsessive attention. Being who you are and then attending to it. As we said, when you're driving the car, you need to attend to the street in front. You're not just, okay, I'm relaxing the attention in me, and then, okay, gayi aage, mujhe gaadi dikhi nahi aage. It's not like that. That I could not see the car in front of me because the experience is happening in my mind, and so I thought I could not see the car. No. That is why the soul is aware of both the experiences at the level of the mind and the body, and also aware of my own truth beyond it. Yeah? The body world, I say. It's the body's world. Yeah. Okay? Experiment with it. See this in your own experience with Baba. How does it feel to eat with Baba? Think with Baba. Feel with Baba. See with Baba. Then you're even going beyond your mind. Then you will know. Okay?
Yes, we are completely knowing, but sometimes body gives message that this is all working in body, and it is true. Body is true, not that.
Body is not solid. It's just sensations. If you were to see the body with Baba's eyes, he's not seeing some boundary of a body. He's not seeing some solid body sitting somewhere called Rini. He can't see all of that. So if I'm seeing through Baba's eyes, I'm not seeing a solid body. I may be feeling, if you really close your eyes and you don't have any past memory of the boundary of the body, none of that past memories for that moment, let's just try to imagine you don't have past and future memory of your body. And without referring to past and future, what is your experience of your body with your eyes closed?
Nothing.
There is something. What is it? Just vibrations, just some sensations. Now, where's my head hurting? And where's my leg paining? And where's my back aching? All of this is a concept imposed on those experiences by your mind. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Didi.
Yeah. So be with Baba means really being with Baba. But then really seeing what he's seeing. Then really knowing what he is knowing. Then really experiencing what he is, not so superficial anymore, that this is a physical world, that is the physical this and physical that. When Baba is in this Murli later saying, you are the charioteer. So beautiful. And we don't ever make it to the next passage only. But that is the beauty. We will read the Murli also after the Murli class is over. Read this Murli and see how.
Sister, one day will come when you will read the full Murli. I'm telling you.
One day
it will come. Because it will come because then everyone will be in the same Bap Saman Sthiti, no question, no vibration. You will catch to make us understand. We'll be at the same level of Baba. and smooth flow, and we'll all enjoy it together. I'm telling you, it will come shortly.
Yeah. So really just be Yogyukt, and Yuktis will means Yukti bahar nahi lagani hai. You are seeing with the Yukti means with Baba's vision, you're seeing the experiences. Yeah. This is combined form, being with Baba. Yogyukt pehle, and then Raazyukt, and then Yuktiyukt. Okay, then you understand the Raz of what all of this is made up of. It's not the Yukti ladani padegi wali bahar ki language. It's not that Yuktiyukt. See, our mind just understands. But Baba ne bola na Yukti lagana. It's not that Yukti. When you're Yogyukt and Raazyukt,